Ben Lemka. He's the theta here at Lambda Chi Alpha, which means he's our external vice president, or the guy that gets us to go help old people. I've known Ben for about 2 semesters now. It's been really great. You'll notice something, though, when you have conversations with him. And what you'll notice is that no matter how good of a person you are, you will never be as nice of a human being as Ben. It makes you really feel like a pile of shit. He's just too damn nice, and that's not cool. Do you ever get mad, Ben? Yeah, that's what I thought. And besides a nice attitude, he drives a typically nice car. He drives a Taurus, which is handy, especially considering he wants to save himself for marriage, because I don't think anybody's ever gotten laid in a Taurus. Except Aaron Larson, of course. But that's just not fair. A Taurus? A Taurus is what old women drive when their vaginas are all crusty and old, and the only thing lubricating them are some old parchment from the 1600s and some sand. But when Ben's not driving his grandma car, going to work, working out, feeding the hungry, he's exercising. Ben owns more sleeveless t-shirts than the entire audience of a Kenny Chesney concert. It's quite a wonderful thing to see him walking down the hallway after he's been working out. That's not a gay joke. Okay, give it up for Ben Lemka, everybody. Next up, I don't know if he's here right now. Is Wade Adams somewhere floating around? Or did Amy take him for the evening?
Yeah, he's gone.
Okay, well fuck him. I'm gonna do it anyway. The next guy I'd like to discuss is my good friend Wade. Yes, that's right, ladies. He's got a white man's taste in music and a black girl's choice of pants. And it's not just his pants that are a little chocolatey. He has got a butt that Monique would be jealous of. His ass is so big, he makes Rosie O'Donnell... Never mind. If you've ever been around Lambda, you would also notice that Wade has the complete inability to maintain fully clothed. I swear to Christ, every single day, I'll at least notice him one time walking around on 2nd floor without a shirt. Hey Wade, Matthew McConaughey called. He wants his ability to walk around topless back. But it's cool, I suppose. At least Wade is in shape. It seems odd, though, that the people most in shape have trouble finding clothes that fit them. Not a single shirt Wade owns fits him properly. It's like Wade shops at the Gap, but shops in the Show My Nips department. It's really creepy. Next up, my very special friend in the blue leisure suit, Lucas Trainer. Oh my god. Let me tell you, tight pants have never looked better, except on almost everybody. When Lucas isn't dressed to impress as he is now, you can often find him wearing tight emo jeans, which looks flattering on almost anyone else. Scientists maintain that the friction between Lucas's thighs while wearing these tight pants is enough to catch a wet log on fire. Sorry, man, but I've never seen someone so oddly proportioned. You have the legs of a 14-year-old girl, the waistline of my alcoholic uncle, and a chin that doesn't quite exist. If you've ever been around Lambda on a weekend, or now, you'll notice that he'll go by the persona Foxy Rob. Which is when Lucas dresses in a blue leisure suit and hangs out on 2nd floor being silly. He tells me he does it because it's funny. Yeah, just like a guy wearing a trench coat watching a playground thinks his outfit is funny. Thank you, Lucas. Up next, a creature that needs no introduction. Let me give you an intro. While Lucas on the weekend is one thing, this next guy brings weekend shenanigans to a whole new level. You may know him as the Wolfman. And if you've ever been down in the fraternity parking lot at night and heard a howling, you know Mason Gustafson. I'm pretty sure I tried writing and condensing some of Mason down into like a 1, 3, 4 minute thing, but it's really hard. I'm pretty sure I could do an hour set just on him. But just to be brief, I'm pretty sure that I could do an hour alone on Mason. But I will spare you the time, and I will spare Mason the probable arrest warrant. Mason has severe attention deficit disorder. In fact, he has Mason Butterfly. Just kidding. Aside from the ADD, Mason has some kind of tic. When he gets a little silly on the weekend, let's say, he glues stuff to the ceiling. I'll repeat that. When Mason gets screwed up, he takes shoe glue and glues shit to the ceiling. If you go in his room, you can find such collections as bendy straws, or paper plane, or condom, or Capri Sun wrapper, all sufficiently permanently affixed to the ceiling of our building. Thanks, bud. I wish this was added stuff that I made up, but I'm completely serious. But on top of all this, Mason has a girlfriend. Yes, ladies, I'm sorry, but the Wolfman has a she-wolf. Though she is quite a bit more controlled than Mason. This kid truly puts the I in special. Thanks, Mason. Up next, I have Andrew Cepeda. Andrew Cepeda is about 10'5" when wet. But anyway, while we're on the topic of things that scare pretty girls, when I first met this kid, he told me he was Mexican. I looked at him and I said, yeah, about as Mexican as the quesadilla melt I had at Taco John's this afternoon. I mean, come on, you're fucking 6 feet tall. It's like Carlos Mencia had sex with a stepladder. Aside from being a freakishly tall Mexican, you also have hair that looks like the thing I attached to a power drill to buff my bumper. I'm surprised you don't smuggle your relatives across the border in that. You are literally a giant windsock outside of an airfield. Except that you'll shine shoes for pesos. Sorry. Thank you, Ann. Up next, the newest addition to our Lambda Chi Alpha crew, Mr. DJ the Ginge. Anyway, speaking of loving minorities, it's time we talk about DJ. The new house ginger. It's absolutely incredible that out of all the types of people with different cultures, relationships, ethnicities, and religions, we get all of the gingers. All of them. How is that possible? What about this place is so seemingly attractive to people with pale skin and red hair? I guess this place sort of has a natural subterranean feel to it. It's far away from normal people. We have a ginger president and a ginger treasurer. That's right, we have our own ginger Barack Obama and Tim Geithner. So now that we have a ginger president, it is officially okay to make ginger jokes. Here's one. What do a ginger and a northeastern tropical iguana have in common? They are both repulsed by the sun, and pretty girls scream when they see them. What do you get when you mix a ginger with Carrot Top? A kid with red hair that no one laughs at. So basically a ginger. Anyway, there wasn't a lot about DJ in there, because I don't know you that well, but anyway, I hope to get to know you now that we're on a more, nice to meet you, DJ. Okay, next on my list is Dustin Martins. There we are. My favorite next door neighbor. My favorite swimmer. Dustin. I asked Dustin one night why he came to Simpson. He told me the swimming program was really awesome. Really? What the fuck? We have got the most awkward assortment of athletes in Greek history. We've got tennis players, and we have swimmers, and we have runners. Wow, yeah, that's a really good way to get girls to come over to your house. I bet the next athlete we get is a fucking dancer. But anyway, back to Dustin. This kid swims almost as much as he showers. I'm going to use showers in quotes, but... You know what? I'm pretty sure Dustin is a mermaid. It would explain the smell. Thank you, Dustin. I seem to be on a roll with gingers, so I'll get another one up here. Is Tyler Frankhouse in the audience somewhere? Woo!
Not a ginger.
There he is.
Not a ginger.
There, lumber on up here, big guy. Do 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 do. Oh God. Ironically, I don't know if you can tell this by looking at him, but we have our own Eric Cartman in the house. The only kid I've seen lose his shit over someone eating his M&Ms. Oh God, don't take his food. It's like poking a sleeping bear. Except the bear is fat with orange hair, freckles, and a love for Call of Duty. Frank House plays so much Call of Duty that he has more fucked up Nam flashbacks than my uncle. It's true. When playing Call of Duty with Frank House, some precautions must be taken. If he's using your controller, for example, you might as well never use it again, because Frank is about as gentle with his controller as Chris Brown was gentle to Rihanna. Well, I thought it was funny. Also, if you're willing to sit next to him, it would be wise to surround yourself with pillows to keep the gorilla from smashing you. Well, besides eating and playing Call of Duty, Frank House likes... That's it. Thanks, Frank House. It would seem only appropriate when talking about freaks of nature to talk about our next giant in the house, Nathan Liston. Nathan is about 12'7" when wet, 800 pounds, no. Nathan is 9'3" and plays tennis. Yep. Hey, why doesn't Jared Allen or Ray Lewis do gymnastics? Because their bodies are not meant to do such things. You know how tall Nathan is? He's so tall he can work as a deer stand in the winter, but also a convenient place to stow coats and hats inside. He's so tall that Yao Ming strained his neck when trying to look at him in the eye. But yes, Nathan plays tennis, and somehow is really good at it. I guess there would be no surprise he'd be good at it when he can reach one arm out and get the other side of the court. And I only thought potheads and gay ski club kids came out of Colorado. Thanks, Nathan. Well, I mentioned Ben earlier, so I think it's only appropriate to mention his roommate, Steven Mildenstein. Yes, there he is. The guy's so smart, he did Simpson twice. Steven's a good guy, seriously, especially because he looks like a 30-year-old with a World of Warcraft addiction. He's got more gray hairs on his head than Sean Connery's balls. And you can damn well bet that Sean Connery's balls look like a very white and gray tropical rainforest. But back to Steven. Yeah, great guy. He's so great, this is round number 2 at Simpson College. That's right, Simpson was just way too much for Steven. How is that possible, Steven? I mean, it's not like it's Harvard or a state school. It's Simpson College. The professors will give you a C for showing up to class. That's alright though. Steven just wanted the Simpson College experience one last time before he turns 35. Thanks, Steven. Okay, I've got about 3 more left. I've got Chris Shaben. Is Chris Shaben in the room? There he is. Nearing the end of the list, we have Chris. The guy with a positive attitude, 1 notch above a Guantanamo Bay prisoner. I'm telling you, he is so happy that Charlie Sheen would probably snort him to get a buzz. Besides being a living embodiment of the woman Negative Nancy, Chris has a voice that is reminiscent of the voice an Apple computer makes when you throw water on it. It's awful and monotone. I was once at the theater with Chris. And I had thought that douchebag William Hung from American Idol had stolen Chris's body and was using him as a puppet to talk. I love you, Chris. Thanks. Thanks for playing. Ouch. Ouch, that hurt me to say. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it was funny. Up next, we have my little brother, Jacob Irvin. Jacob Irvin, my first white little brother. My other one I got from a send-away program from Bolivia. He's the yellow peep in the middle over here. Remember, Easter's right around the corner. Anyway, back to Jacob. It would only seem appropriate that I would inherit a tennis player in my family. Seriously, it's borderline ridiculous the athletes in this house, but enough about that. He will never yell at you, though. I'm pretty sure that you could drive over Jacob with the truck and the most he would say is thank you. But it wouldn't even be very loud. It would sound like an effeminate ground squirrel having its genitals tickled. He is truly the only man I know who has been out-talked by his echo. Thanks, Jacob. And finally, to wrap up this little shindig I had for you guys, I have the one, the only, Shia LaDouche, or Jake Clausen.
Connor.
Oh,
and Ryan Rolfe.
Connor's in here somewhere.
Caleb.
Ryan
Well, I didn't know
Rolfe was going to be here, so I didn't prepare something for him. He told me he wasn't going to be here, so there. Caleb Flowers? Shit, I must have lost some of these. Don't worry, I'll get to you soon. Third to last but not least. is Jake Clausen. We have Jake, insert nickname Clausen here. This kid has gone through more name switches than Prince, but with even gayer outfits. Okay, so ask him sometime about what royal flush means. He'll be happy to tell you. The kid just doesn't know when to shut up. When talking about your outfit, I don't need to know that it's an authentic cowboy hat. Jake is so uncool, he asked Shia LaBeouf to hang out with him, and Shia said he wasn't into rodeos. Something about leather and gay robots. Jake is so awkward, he's like a walking erection in gym class. Let me explain this. We've all been there. You know, the class where you get to stare at the hot cheerleader's ass when you walk around the track because the PE teacher is so fucking lazy to plan a real PE class. That was just me, okay? Jake is such a dumb cowboy. Keith Urban and Toby Keith had an election and voted him president of CMT. Thank you, Jake. Well, sitting up here, I have found Connor's, so I'm gonna do Connor here next, and hopefully Caleb Flowers will turn up very shortly, or I'm gonna feel really shitty. Next on my list is the man so cool they named part of your house after him, Connor Winders. The only kid you'll find wearing sweatpants, a pea coat, and slippers at the same time. It's like he was dressed by Ray Charles. Connor dresses so awkward that the kids from Revenge of the Nerds call him retarded. Not only does Connor dress like an asshole, he is an asshole. His mother says that the only difference between Connor and Hitler is that Hitler had a cooler mustache. I'm kidding, Connor isn't a racist. Sort of. On top of all this, Connor still manages to play the clarinet. Let that settle in. I'm not saying all guys are gay who play the clarinet, but a lot are. Thank you, Connor. I feel really bad because I'm not finding Caleb Flowers' slip I have, but Caleb, that's not it, I looked at those. Caleb, why don't you come up here, and I'll try my best. Caleb Flowers, ladies and gentlemen, initiated with us last semester, and he's so badass his parents decided to name him Caleb Flowers. Were they expecting you to get laid at prom with a name like Caleb Flowers? You didn't have a prayer, Caleb. I'm sorry, this is a shitty end to the roast, but I thank you all for coming out here and supporting me. Seriously, thanks a lot. Have a good, safe spring break, and don't get abducted by Bolivians. Thanks.